guys, it's Smashley. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time. I'm stoked for today's video because we are going to be making a ton of tie-dye clothes. Alright, so I have quite a few things in front of me, and of course for a tie-dye video, I couldn't just do one option. So I have 4 different types of tie-dye that we're going to be doing today. The first one, I have just an old Bass Pro Shops tee that we're going to be tie-dyeing with bleach. I bought this Beatles t-shirt a couple weekends ago, and I thought it would be really cool to tie-dye it all different types of rainbow colors. If you guys have not seen the movie Across the Universe, it's one of my absolute favorites, so thought I'd pay homage to that. This is a plain white t-shirt. We're actually going to cut this into a crop top, and then I had the idea to make a pink monochromatic tie-dye. And lastly, this is a t-shirt and biker short combo. So I'm also going to be tie-dyeing this set, and I chose to go with blues and greens for this one. Alright, materials. Aside from the clothes that you actually want to tie-dye, of course you'll need your dyes. I got these in a jumbo pack at Walmart that also happened to come with rubber bands and then gloves, both of which you'll need. So if you guys happen to buy the dyes alone, just make sure that you buy the rubber bands and the gloves separately. You will also need some water. So I just put some in a tub here. We're going to submerge all of the clothes before we tie-dye them. For that crop top we talked about earlier, I do have a pair of scissors. Aside from that, I also recommend getting a cookie drying sheet. You're probably looking at me like I'm a little nuts, but I got this idea from my husband, and you guys will see later why this is going to be important. The last 2 things that you guys will need is something to go underneath that cookie drying sheet just to catch the dye. I'm using the lid of a plastic bin that I have, but you can literally use anything. Once we're all done with that, we're actually going to go ahead and set them inside of these bags overnight before we rinse them, dry them, and see the final result. I'm using Ziploc bags, but you could also use any type of shopping bag, really. I'm excited, so we can go ahead and get started. Alright, so we got our gloves on, and we definitely mean business. One distinction, these are not the gloves that came with the jumbo pack. I wanted to use something a little bit more heavy duty just because we're going to be doing quite a few different tie-dye techniques today. The shirt that we're going to start with is the Bass Pro Shops tee. Again, this is just an old t-shirt I had in my closet. And the very first thing that you're going to do is submerge it in water. Now, you want to make sure the shirt is damp but not soaking wet. So we're going to submerge it, but then wring it out to make sure it's not drippy. Alright, nice and damp. I'm going to actually open this completely up. And again, we're going to be tie-dyeing this one with bleach, but the technique that I chose to do is going to be what you call spiral tie-dye technique. So I'm sure you guys have seen it where there's those cool swirls that end up at the end. So I think I want to have mine kind of be here in the middle. And we're just going to twist all the way through. And then once you kind of have it where you want it, that's when the rubber bands come in play. And I just did one in the middle because I want to make sure that swirl stays the way it's supposed to. Do one more across. Alright, she's looking pretty good. So the next step from here, I'm going to just set this aside. Remember we were talking about that cookie sheet? So the idea behind this is we're going to set our garment on top of it. And really, it's just a way to kind of elevate it a little bit, so whatever colors you're tie-dyeing at the top don't kind of pull up and dye the bottom of your piece. So you can kind of control the pattern that comes out with. So essentially, we'll tie-dye one side, flip to the other side, tie-dye that side as well. And then once it's good and complete, we'll go ahead and put those in the Ziploc bags. Okay, so I have this bottle here. And I just went ahead and filled it with bleach. This is an extra bottle that came with that set that I talked about. And we're just gonna go ahead and uncap it. Now, before we even get into it, think about how much you want to tie-dye. Essentially, the more bleach or more color that we use for the other ones, the more the t-shirt is gonna be covered. So if you really only want a few little specks, then be very light-handed with the bleach. I happen to want some more white kind of in the shirt, and I hope it's gonna come out pretty cute, so I'm gonna be a little bit heavier handed. But this part's super easy and completely up to you and the type of design that you want to make. Now, once you're done with the top part, you want to go ahead and just flip it over. And do the same thing. That's probably going to be it for me. Make sure you cap these before you put them back because we don't want any spillage. Okay, so once this is all set, we're going to go ahead and set it in the bag. I did want to make one distinction for this one. Because we are using bleach, it does not need to sit overnight. I would say set it in the bag, keep an eye on it, and once the color starts to change exactly for what you were looking for, at that point then you can rinse it out and dry it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Set this to the side, keep an eye on it while we're doing our others, but this one will probably get rinsed and finished today. 1 down and 4 to go. Next up is my Beatles shirt. So again, same process. We're gonna go ahead and take this and submerge it in some water. This one is gonna be another spiral tie-dye technique, except this time we're gonna be using all different types of rainbow colors. The idea that I had in my head was kind of like one spiral up here, and then perhaps another spiral down there. So I think I'm gonna try to spin them simultaneously. All right, I think that one's secure enough. I always feel like I'm about to make some bread. It almost looks like cookie dough. All right, so we have our garment here, that's all set up. And then for colors, we kind of just went traditional. So I have Roy, G on this side, and Biv on this side. And I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. Before you start, if you do decide to do 2 spirals, first things first I would recommend is just making sure you find your spirals again before you start to dye it, just because they kind of get buried in between all the rubber bands. So I have, this is going to be the top of the shirt spiral, and then this is going to be the bottom one that we did. And I almost just want to go around in order and then maybe see what it does. I don't know. I haven't done this before, so I'm nervous. There's really no right way or wrong way to do this. I think the coolest thing about tie-dye is that it's always going to be unique. So far, I like the way that it looks. I just wanted to go ahead and lift this to show you guys so you can see the rest of the dyes kind of pooling at the bottom. That's why it's important to use the cookie drying sheet, just so that you can keep the integrity of your color and the design that you're making. But here's how we're looking. Oh, I'm so excited to see how this comes out. All right. I think I'm done. This is as much color as I want to put on it. I'm going to go ahead and set this inside of the plastic bag. 2 down, and how many left? 2 to go? 3 to go? Technically 3. Okay, so we've cleaned everything out. I went ahead and just put my gloves to the side. This is going to be our pink monochromatic crop top. So I just have a plain white t-shirt, size large, and I figure I probably want to cut just under this line, just in case. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that first. Then we'll submerge in water, then we'll go ahead and move forward with the rest of the tie-dye. All right, then same deal. We're gonna go ahead and submerge this in some water. So the first 2 pieces that we tie-dyed, we chose to do that cool spiral, crossing my fingers that actually comes out good. It is my first time. But for this one, I think I just wanna do regular crumble, is how they call it, the technique, so. Okay, we got all our pizza slices. So this one's ready to go. So we have our shirt all set up and ready to go. This one again is going to be pink monochromatic. I was thinking what I want to do is go with the lighter pink first because I want more of the lighter pink to show. And then I think maybe I'll hit it with some accents of the magenta. And this is going to be pretty random. Again, there's no real design to it. All right, I think this looks pretty good. Here's kind of an up close. So you got the lighter pink, kind of that hot pink magenta type looking color. That's the top, here's the bottom. I even kind of went in on the sides. I would definitely tell you guys at home now that I'm starting to do this a little bit more, make sure that you get the sides kind of around and not just the top and bottom. Same situation, I'm gonna go ahead and bag her up and then we'll get cleaned up for the last set. So again, this one's gonna be blues and greens for tie-dye. I just have biker shorts here to the right, and then I decided to do an extra large t-shirt because I kind of want it to go down a little bit longer. Same situation, we're gonna go ahead and soak both of these. We're gonna do the same crumble design here, so. Okay, so we have our shirt and our biker shorts. We're gonna go ahead and set these on the rack. All right, we have our green, we have our blue. We can go ahead and get started. I think I'm gonna start with blue. And for this one, I want barely any white, so I'm gonna make sure to really get in here. Once you run out of dye like me, just kidding. Once you have enough color on here and you get it exactly where you want it, let's go ahead and bag these up. I am gonna put them in their own individual bags so that we can leave them overnight, and hopefully these look really cute tomorrow. Hey guys, we're back and it is tomorrow. I have on the very first shirt that we did. This was the bleach tie-dye with the Bass Pro Shops shirt that I've already owned. I'm gonna take a step back and just show you guys how I styled it quickly. So I just have a pair of high-waisted shorts on and a pair of neutral color Air Forces. I figure kind of the whites in the shorts would bring out some of the whites in the tie-dye on the shirt that we made. Show you guys the back. I think all in all, I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I think next time I would probably add more bleach and just have more of the tie-dye. Just getting up a little bit close, you guys can kind of see the design that we created. This is where I pinched it to do the spiral around. But I think it's a pretty cute shirt. Definitely would wear this on the weekend, kind of running errands type of a situation. I'm definitely a t-shirt and shorts kind of girl, especially being in Florida where it's super, super hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and get dressed in our next tie-dye shirt, and I'll be right back. All right, this is the next one. I know I'm doing these a little bit out of order, bear with me. But this was the pink monochromatic tie-dye crop top. I went ahead and styled this with just some black ripped Bermuda shorts. I have some black huaraches on. Here's the back of the shirt. But overall, I love this one too. I think probably you guys will notice the theme. I probably could have even gone even more heavy-handed with the dye. But I do like how it came out, and there's just so many different ways you can wear this. If you wanted to wear it out, you could style it like this. But with all of our quarantine outfits, you could totally wear this at home and be a little bit more comfy with it. But overall, I like it. Here's number 3. So remember, this was a biker short and a big oversized t-shirt combo. We chose to do this one, the green and blue. Really liking how it came out. I'm gonna take a step back so you guys can see how I styled it. So I just have some Nike socks and some white Air Force Ones on. Take a look at the back. No, this is super comfy. I'm gonna wear this literally every single day. You guys, this is why we do DIY. When we get the exact result that we were looking for. I'm obsessed with this t-shirt. I mean, I love the Beatles anyway, and I already told you guys how I felt about the Across the Universe movie. If y'all haven't watched it, please go watch it. It came out way too long ago, maybe over 10 years. But this is giving me all of the Across the Universe vibes. I'm in love, in love. You guys have to take a look at the back too. So this was another one. We did the spiral technique. And I decided to do the 2, so you can see those super prominent on the back. I just styled these with some kind of like ash gray wash black shorts, and then just some plain checkered Vans, which I also used to wear probably over 10 years ago. Never growing up, right? But absolutely love this. This made the entire process worth it. If all I got was this one shirt out of it, I would be happy for the rest of my life. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this was an enjoyable video to watch. I hope that you guys are able to replicate a bunch of your own tie-dyes. What I will say is, definitely look up inspo, especially the color combinations and things you want to do, but don't get so hung up on design and kind of all that type of stuff. The greatest thing about tie-dye is it's going to come out different every single time. So make your own unique piece, tag me when you do, and remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Probably wearing this t-shirt, because I'm never taking it off.